officer stands guard at the door of their meetings, charged with preventing cowens or eavesdroppers from learning the Masons' secrets. It's a tradition hundreds of years in the making. Although their legends trace their lineage back to biblical times, the real history of the Freemasons begins with the operative stonemasons of the Middle Ages, the builders of the great cathedrals and castles of Europe.
Early operative masons had a capability of producing something that the average man could not produce.
Being able to calculate things and have them work out at the other end in concrete reality seemed to be a magical operation. And the person who could perform such operations was regarded as a magician.
The stonemasons jealously guarded the secrets of their trade. They developed secret handshakes and passwords in order to identify a fellow member of their craft. Then, during the Enlightenment, a major change. Wealthy aristocrats were allowed to join the guilds. They did not work in stone. They were called accepted or speculative masons. The gentlemen were attracted not just by the secrets and practical knowledge the stonemasons had, but also by the opportunity to fraternize, to meet in an exclusive club.
By the time you get to the early 1700s, it's no longer a labor union, it is a gentleman's club. Something happened. You see the train enter the tunnel, and it's painted red. And when it comes out of the tunnel, it's painted green. And somewhere in the tunnel, someone painted it. And we don't know who was in the tunnel, and we don't know why they chose to paint it. That's sort of what happened with Freemasonry.
1717 was a landmark year for the Freemasons. They established the United Grand Lodge of England, which had authority over all lodges in England, as well as the right to charter or create any new lodges. To go along with this new central authority, the Grand Lodge decided that it needed to formalize the rites, rituals, and history of the Freemasons. The Masons chose James Anderson, a Scottish Presbyterian minister living in London, for the job. Anderson examined the existing documents and histories and codified them into a book called The Constitutions of the Freemasons. It was published in 1723. One of the rules laid out in Anderson's constitutions is that in order to become a Freemason, one must believe in God, or a supreme being. But it did not spell out who or what God was. The constitutions also forbid political discussions in the lodge and required Masons to be good citizens. The two main branches of Freemasonry also developed during the 18th century. The Scottish Rite came from France, the York Rite from England. Both required Masons to go through 3 levels or degrees. A Mason's journey begins with the first degree, known as the Entered Apprentice. The next step is to become a fellow craft. And the final step is the Master Mason, also known as the third degree. The Scottish Rite offers 33 additional degrees, while the York Rite only offers 10.
Each of the degrees conveys a different moral and ethical principle and obligates you to a different commitment within the craft.
The highest degree in the York Rite is known as the Masonic Order of the Knights Templar.
What distinguishes Knights Templarism from any other part of Freemasonry is that it is specifically a Christian organization. A man of any faith can join any part of Freemasonry except the Knights Templars. To be a Knights Templar, you need to be a professed Christian.
It's not the only link between the Freemasons and the Knights Templar. In 1736, Chevalier Andrew Michael Ramsay wrote a speech that caused quite a stir among the Freemasons. Ramsay's oration, as it is known, put forth the theory that the Freemasons were descended from the crusading knights of the Holy Land, not the medieval stoneworkers. Although Ramsay never mentions the Knights Templar by name in his oration, the Templars had a romantic and mysterious history, and some Freemasons were quick to jump to conclusions. This connection to the medieval Knights Templar, whether true or false, puts the Freemasons in the crosshairs of conspiracy theorists for years to come.